So there was this Italian economist back in the early 20th century named Vilfredo Pareto. And in 1906, he made a seemingly unimportant observation about his home country. He noticed that 80% of the property in Italy was owned by 20% of the population. He went on to observe this same wealth distribution in many other countries across Europe in what became known as the Pareto Principle, or the 80-20 rule. Now, the Pareto Principle has gone on to be observed across a huge range of fields that have this same 80-20 ratio, so much so that it has essentially become a universal law. For example, in business, 80% of your profits typically come from the top 20% of your paying clients. Or in your own life, you only wear 20% of your clothes about 80% of the time. Shout out to my favorite t-shirt. So how can the Pareto Principle make us better rock climbers? Well, in an ideal world, we would have all the time we want to train and climb every single day. But the reality is, most of us can only carve out an hour, maybe two, per day to really focus on climbing. The rest of our day goes to work, family, and other important obligations. So then the challenge becomes, what can we do during that hour that will have the greatest impact on our climbing? Well, this is where we can apply the Pareto Principle. See, the Pareto Principle says that 80% of our climbing improvements come from just the top 20% of our training activities. So then the question becomes, what are those top 20% of training activities I can do that will have the greatest impact on my climbing performance? Well, there's a lot of things we could do in that hour or two. We could go bouldering or route climbing, hit the hangboard, the campus board, do pull-ups, stretch, lift weights, go on a run, do some crunches, do a climbing-based workout like 4x4s, hypergravity training, or arcing. The possibilities are basically endless. And obviously we don't have time to do everything. So the training activities that are in your top 20% will likely differ based on your individual strengths and weaknesses. But here's a few things I think should be in everybody's top 20%. Number one is technique work. You need to spend time on the wall, not just trying boulders and routes that are at your limit, but working on those basic techniques until they become second nature. Things like backstepping, drop knees, dynamic moves, resting, heel hooks, knee bars, footwork, and countless other movements that should be in your climbing repertoire. If you're new to climbing, you need to become a student of movement. Read books like this Self-Coach Climber, watch YouTube videos like my YouTube channel, and study the movements of climbers who are better than you. Your greatest improvements in climbing will come from perfecting your technique. Number two is hangboarding. Hangboarding has been a staple of climbing training for decades, and for good reason. Your fingers are the main point of contact between you and the wall, and if you can't hold on to the holds, you can't do the route. So for this reason, a sizable portion of your training time should be dedicated to training your fingers with a hangboard. There's a ton of different routines you can do on the hangboard that we won't get into here, but search around on YouTube or Google and read books like Training for Climbing or the Rock Climber's Training Manual for some ideas on how to use this powerful tool. Building stronger fingers takes a lot of time and hard work, but it will absolutely have the biggest impact on your climbing performance compared to any other strength training. And the last thing is nutrition. Now, this one's kind of cheating because it really doesn't take up any of your training time, but dialing in your nutrition is one of those top 20% activities that can have a huge impact on 80% of your climbing. Proper nutrition is important for having energy during training, recovering from your workouts, and also shedding unnecessary body fat. Climbing is a strength-to-weight ratio sport, and while I don't advocate unhealthy dieting, if you can cut out unnecessary junk food, you will get stronger and leaner. Nutrition is obviously a huge topic, but the main points are avoid processed food, eat your fruits and vegetables, and don't overeat. Pretty simple. As you improve and grow in your climbing journey, your top 20% will change and adapt. But these three activities I described should be core to your climbing training at every level. I believe if you stay focused, eliminate distractions, and train efficiently, you will see climbing improvement with just a few hours of training each week. So keep our friend Pareto in mind when you're structuring your climbing training, and take a look at other areas of your life where you could apply this 80-20 principle. I guarantee it'll put you on the road to becoming more efficient, having more time and more success in climbing and in life. If you found this video helpful, it would be awesome if you would like this video and subscribe. Good luck, happy climbing, and as always, stay adventurous.